Hey guys, my name is Dan. Welcome back to Hope Filled Marriage. Over the past few weeks, I've been struggling with a question that I want to share with you, and I want to get some feedback from you at the end, but it's the question of this. Why should I hang on in life? Why should I keep trying when life is so hard and it's so difficult? So recently I was sitting in church, and the pastor brought up this same exact topic, and he brought us to a passage in Isaiah 61. And in there it says this: "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted." And in the end of verse 2 it says this: "To comfort all who mourn." So I wanted to know, what in the world does bind up the brokenhearted mean? Because to me that sounded like there was a way for my pain and my suffering and my brokenness to kind of be healed and be made better, so that I had some hope. The Hebrew word for brokenhearted in this verse has the idea of something that is crushed, something that is blown into pieces, something that is just totally ripped apart, something that is just like has been torn apart. And I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but I know I have. There's been times when my heart just felt destroyed, like, I just can't do this anymore, and my body and my heart were just like, they were just a mess. And you might be watching this video because you feel that same way. You feel like you don't want to put the effort into the struggle anymore. You feel like, I just can't do this. This is so hard. And you're not sure if it's worth going on. But here is the exciting part. All right, so here's where it gets good. God is the ultimate shattered heart binder. So what does that mean? So if we look in the verse again, it says God binds up the brokenhearted. I don't know what brokenhearted means, but how is he going to fix that? And so that word bind has the idea of enclosing, has the idea of wrapping around, like as if it's a wound and you're taking care of it and you're making sure that everything is covered and it is protected. So the things that bind us up, though, aren't the fluffy words that our friends say where they say, just hang in there, it'll be better, it'll be okay, everything will just work itself out. Or it's not something that I can just conjure up in myself that says, you know what, Dan, you can do this. Just hang in there. And I try to use logic, and I try to make it unemotional, and I just try to grit my teeth and bear it. Your broken and shattered heart is being molded and crafted and shaped into the exact heart that God wants you to have. So that's the good news. The good news is that there is someone outside of me that can come and fix me, who can help me in the middle of my pain, in the middle of this suffering, in the middle of this broken relationship, in the middle of this bad situation with work, whatever it might be. In the middle of that, there is a God who offers you good news, who offers you hope. So in Ephesians chapter 2, verses 4 and 5, the good news is described this way, and I love the way it's described here. "But because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ, even when we were dead in our transgressions. It is by grace you have been saved." So in the middle of my pain and my suffering, in the middle of this hurt that I have, the good news can ground me in the truth. There is a God who sees me, a God who loves me, and there is a God who has provided a way for me to be made alive. The verse says that God has made us alive in him. And I think of it this way: when I'm made alive, I'm whole. I'm not pieces shattered everywhere. I'm put together again. I'm mended. I'm healed. I'm not broken anymore. My pain and my suffering allow me to be more dependent on God so that he can begin to shape and mold me into who he designed and created me to be. So I want to wrap this up by talking about two different lenses through which we can look at our suffering. There's a present and there's an eternal lens through which we need to look at it. The present lens is this: I can rest in the truth that my present sufferings, what's happening right now, is being used by God for a larger and bigger purpose. To sand off Dan's rough edges and to mold and shape me into the person that he created me and wants me to be. Paul talks about this process by which we are crushed and we're pressed down and we're beaten on every side, and he's describing a lot of our lives and how we feel a lot of times. But he also gives that ray of hope, that good news again, and that ray of hope and that good news is that even though we feel that way, that we're not defeated. Paul wasn't defeated. He told the Christians, you're not defeated. You feel this way, but here's the truth. This is being used for a greater purpose, for something bigger. It's being used by God to make you more like Christ. The second lens is this one of an eternal perspective. In Romans 8:18, it tells us that our present sufferings, the stuff that's going on right now, is not worth comparing to the glory that's going to be revealed to us in God when we're in heaven. When I get to stand before God, everything that happened on this earth, all the pain, the suffering, the tears, the broken relationships, the struggles with life, those are going to seem like nothing compared to being in God's presence and having that peace and that calm, and I'm going to be perfect. So instead of asking the question, why is this happening to me? I want you to flip it around and think of it this way. I want you to ask the question, what do you want me to learn from this, God? It's not going to be easy. We're not talking about a quick fix, but we are talking about a present and eternal perspective that gives you hope, that allows you to keep hanging on and keep fighting the good fight. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear about your struggles and what you have done to hang on. I mean, you've been in similar situations where you felt like just giving up, like, this is it, I'm done. If you want to read more about this topic, I wrote a short ebook entitled How to Experience Hope in Your Difficult Relationships. I want to give it to you for free. All you need to do is click on the link right here on this book, and you can go to my website and you can download it. And from there, you'll be able to also receive weekly emails that help encourage you and show you how to live the life that God created and designed you to live. It's an awesome book. It's a quick read, but it's very practical and also helps you see the big picture and keep everything in focus. So click on here, download it, check it out. I'm also available for one-on-one meetings if you think your situation is something that needs a little bit more in-depth conversation and needs a little bit more specific and targeted intervention. Jump on my website, danschmler.com, and you can click on our consultation and schedule a time to meet with me. And I would love to jump online and be able to talk with you and help you out with your current situation. Finally, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel here so that you can keep up with the latest videos and you can keep track of what's going on. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk soon.